everyone, we have Friday today, right? My weekends and days are all kind of confused. I'm super excited to geek out with you today, but hopefully you can all see my screen. Let me bring my screen up. Awesome to have you all here. Thank you so much for being early. We had Praduma here was first, 10 minutes early. Thank you so much. We've also got Raj, we've got Showrun, Christine, and Yash. Awesome to have you here. I'm super excited to geek out with you today. Hey Chai, how you doing? I've had a busy day. How has your Friday been? Has it been productive? I haven't had a productive week, but I've had a productive day. So today we've been working on the ambassador program, so I'm super excited to share that with you maybe in about a week's time, maybe sooner. I can't wait. I'm super excited. Can't wait to get the next cohort of ambassadors going. But in the meantime, I've been working on the LinkFree project. I've been doing this on Discord, sharing my screen and so forth, and we actually have a V2. So let me show you. Hey Tom, how you doing? We actually have V2 kind of ready. Like here's the pull request. It was in draft, but now we have it ready. I don't know if you've all looked at it or not. And I should actually have put in the pull request that it is deployed. Like it is available. So here's the LinkFree project deployed, but we can also go beta.linkfree, and that's also deployed. So actually I might put that in the Readme, because that is probably not Readme, sorry, pull request. That's probably quite helpful, so we can see that. But I'm super excited to deploy this. So I'm thinking tomorrow morning on Discord we should deploy this. So today I was thinking maybe we could get some green squares, maybe we could kind of just tidy it up a little bit and see what we're missing. So let's have a look. So deployed beta version, and we can just add that there. Here we go. But yeah, let me share that in the chat. Do have a look at that as well. It's great to get everyone's feedback. Hopefully there are no issues with it, but if there are anything, let us know. Not every feature has been migrated over, but hopefully enough to kind of get it out there, and then we can migrate more features over as we go. So what else have we got in the chat? So Tom, awesome to have you here. Thanks for reviewing this as well. That's super helpful. Remember, everyone, you don't have to review every line. Like if you look at the pull request and you review part of it, then that's still helping, adding value. But just make it clear that if you approve it, you've only reviewed, say, I don't know, the HTML or the JavaScript or a certain file. Like it definitely all helps. There's a lot of file changes. You don't have to review all of it, but just anything helps at all. I really need LinkFree. People are unable to find my socials. Yes, Chai, have you not got a LinkFree yet? Should we check? So this is the beta one. Let's go over to the non-beta one, to the currently deployed one, and we can say Chai, and Chai is not on here, but Eddie is. So it is working. So on the right, here you go, you can see kind of without the stats, and on the left is the one kind of with the stats. As you click and as you view the profile, that increases as well. Chai, definitely get that done, get some green squares. Hopefully we will not deploy anything. Yeah, it's Friday. What does Francesca say? Don't deploy on a Friday. So I don't think we're going to deploy today. But actually, there's two ways we could deploy this. I'll be really interested to know your thoughts. So who have we still got here? Write deploy in the chat. Maybe don't write deploy, because that might encourage me to deploy it. But if I go to DigitalOcean, at the moment this is deployed on DigitalOcean apps. It was deployed to Kubernetes, but we've just deployed it to apps for now. We will be going back to Kubernetes on Civo shortly. But there's two ways we could deploy this. Again, we're not going to deploy this today, so have a think and let me know in the chat what you think. But we've got two apps deployed. We've got the LinkFree app and we've got the LinkFree version 2 app. And the only difference is the version 2 is on a different branch. So it's deployed the NextJS branch rather than the main branch. And this has also got environment variables because it needs access to the Mongo database to store the stats. So that's the only difference. So the two ways we could deploy it, again, not today, tomorrow morning on Discord, is we could merge this and it will go into the main branch. And then this one will then deploy the main branch. It will have the latest code, but then I'll have to add the environment variables to this deployed app. The other way we could do it is I could actually probably go into this app, and in settings I could just change the branch that it deploys. I haven't done it before, but I could try that out. Not now, tomorrow. But just have a think and let me know. I'm interested to know your thoughts. But it deploys off a certain branch. Does anyone see where it is? But yeah, here we go. Branch Next.js. So what I could do with this one is change that to main and then merge it into main. So I could do that, and then I would need to update the domains. So if we have, is it in this one? Probably back here in the app, we do have domains. So then I would need to add the main without the beta to this one, and then delete it off the other one. So doing domains makes it a bit easier. I'd rather use the V2 app, but domains there's a what's it called? Someone help me out. TLS. So therefore it won't happen instantly. That's the only downside. Yes, I could put in a redirect of linkfree.eddiehub to beta.linkfree, but then that's kind of like a temporary dirty solution. So we have a couple of ideas. Let me know what you think in the chat. Let's see, what have we got? You don't have one. Okay, I had some problems on local machine. We'll try to clone it. You could do it straight in the browser. You could do it in GitPod. There's so many ways you can do it. Let us know. Let's get your profile merged in today. Hey Carl, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. How's all the Finder project going? Everyone, if you want more green squares, definitely check out the Finder project and check that out if you want to get into SvelteKit as well. Awesome. Hey Live, how you doing? Yeah, merge to main and change the branch. I think that's safer, right? I don't know, it just feels safer if I merge to main and then just change this branch to main, because that app is all set up. It's like it's working. It's connecting to Mongo. It's got all the access. Then I will have to delete the domain on this app and add it to the V2 app. So on here, if I go to settings, on the domains, I will have to delete these two domains and add it to the other app. So I could keep this app running temporarily, even though I delete that domain. Therefore, if anyone's got, it's cached in the DNS, then they'll still get access to this app. So I keep that up for like a day. And then when their DNS updates, it will switch to the new app. So that could be a good idea, I think. Let me know your thoughts. I'm leaning towards that one now after discussing it with you. So thank you all so much for your help. Well, health is important. And let me know if any of you need some green squares. We'll find you some green squares, because we do need some more automated testing on this project as well. Also some more storybook stuff as well. But I'm keen to get some testing done today, because I really want to, like I said, deploy this tomorrow. Super excited. Okay. Anchor, how you doing? Awesome to have you here. An Android developer, are there open source projects to contribute for Android? It's not the area I'm in, but there definitely is Android itself, and there are so many other libraries and projects you could contribute to. So yes, the answer is definitely yes, but I'm not aware of any specific. If anyone else is, let us know in the chat. And we'll need to modify the action. Ooh, which action is that? Let's bring up VS Code and just have a look. That's a good point. We need like a deployment kind of step really to see. So in the GitHub Actions, let's make this a bit bigger for everyone. What action? So I think the release I kept on main, so that will be okay. What else would we need to change? Deploy, we got the Kubernetes stuff commented out, because again, the apps on DigitalOcean are just picking that up. This is in the NextJS branch, so I think this will run the Playwright test, should be okay, but I'm probably sure I'm missing something, so do let me know what I am missing. Super busy at work. Well, hopefully you get some time at the weekend to relax and enjoy. I know Tom's always on holiday, so he doesn't get to count. But, I know you're always working really hard, Carl, with work and also your open source projects and the EddieHub projects. So yeah, hopefully you get time to get some rest as well. Maybe do a GitHub action. Christine, awesome to have you here. Let us know a GitHub action for, we've got quite a few. Let us know if we need any more. We probably do. I love GitHub actions. Great way for people to contribute, I think, as well. Yes, you can definitely help out in open source. So the things that we need doing now is tests. And what we're doing on the Finder project, so the Good First Issue Finder project and the LinkFree project, is we have tests that say fix me. So therefore you can go in and see what test needs written. It's even got the steps for what you need to do. Some tests are harder than others. So maybe I should try and put like a level on these so people can kind of see how hard they are, but have a look. I mean, even the home one for example, might not have any pending tests, but there still could be some tests that could be added. So let us know, raise an issue. You get a green square for raising an issue. Let us know what will be a good test. There's always kind of more ideas. The tests, and these are not unit tests, these are end-to-end tests, need to be done from a user perspective. They are actually driving the browser, and so that's really, really important to think of it from a user perspective. So for example, with search is doing, so navigate to the search page. You can take a lot of examples from here. And then click on the search bar, check that search appears, and then we've also got some other ones to check that the search appears correctly. So these are tests that need to be written, so definitely go ahead. Make sure you're in the Next.js branch for these as well, so you can definitely help out. Sure, Christine. Well, we have lots of things. So green squares, people could raise an issue for each of these test items. I think each one should have its own issue, and each one should have its own pull request. And you could probably literally copy that into the steps into the description. And I'd also mention the file that it's from as well to help the person, as much information you can give to the person. So that's another way to get some green squares, everyone, as well. Yes, start. Well, I'm here to guide, so let us know your specific questions. Hey, Purva, how you doing? Great to have you here. And yeah, I look forward to geeking out with you more. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Awesome to have you here as well. Hope you had a good week. Hope everything's doing well for you. So we can write some tests. So let me see if no one wants any green squares, that's something we can do. I so want to deploy it, but it's Friday, and everyone says not to deploy on a Friday, and it's probably like good advice. By the way, everyone, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Really helps support the channel. So yes, so those are the tests that probably need written. Should we write some? Let's see. What I always do at the beginning, I think, is I always like to run the tests before I make any more changes. So let's make this a bit bigger so you all can see my terminal. Let's have a look. And in fact, with Playwright, you can see that you can hit the play button to run the test. You can do it in VS Code. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to check that we've got no changes. I've got some changes in the package JSON. What have we got? Oh yeah, so Storybook, there was some conflicts. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to stash those changes. We don't want the Storybook changes or dependencies yet. There are some conflicts. So let me just check npm install. Let's have a look. They might have resolved the conflicts. So there were some issues with that. You couldn't find your profile. Oh, that's interesting. Did the pull request get merged? So the next thing that we want to do is run the test, but I probably need to stop the application running because we're probably on the same port. So what we can do if we go to package JSON, we can see how it runs. So here we go. We've got tests. We just run npm run test. Oh, that's a bit small. Let's make that bigger. npm run test. Here we go. So let's have a look. So it's going to run the tests. I think it runs headless. You won't actually see the browser run, but it does run in the browser. We can actually change that so you can actually see it drive the browser. There you go. So we had 10 skipped and 8 passed. So we've got more tests to be written, so we could write those together. And if anyone else wants any of those tests, let us know so we don't write those. So we know it's passing, so that's good. So if we get any failures now, we know it's something that we introduced. So let's have a look. Can I get experience of development at scale in open source? Open source is the best way to get real world experience. It's actually better than the job because in the job, they cut corners, they do things maybe in a quirky way because they're using some old tech. Open source is the absolute best way. You get to work with different people, grow your network, so many massive benefits. Christine, let's just check your profile. So if we go to LinkFree, we go to search, Christine. That looks like you, Christine. It does look like your profile is there. So it is there on the LinkFree. Maybe not on the beta. So before I do the deployment of the beta, I will update all the data files. So you are there as well on the beta too. So you're there on both of them. So don't worry, your profile won't get lost. Okay, here's a question from Praduma. How is it pushing DigitalOcean deploying? Because the Kubernetes part is commented out in the action. Yes. So DigitalOcean updated all the Kubernetes clusters, and that caused all our Kubernetes config files to break. And I didn't want to go and update those because we're going to deploy a different way with infrastructure as code, with Pulumi for Civo, where we're going to host the apps. So what I did as a temporary solution is use the apps on app solution on DigitalOcean. And the way that does that is it actually just looks for changes in the branch. So therefore, for example, on the LinkFree app, where is it? I don't really use it that much, so I can't find it. But here we go. Let's have a look. I must be able to find it somewhere. It looks for changes on the main branch. So it's more of a pull rather than a push. So the GitHub action doesn't push to this deployment. It looks for changes, which I'm not a huge fan of, although that supposedly is better practice. The whole splitting up CI and CD is supposedly better practice. So that's where it happens at the moment. It's got auto deploy on. I wonder if I could do the auto deploy off and use their CLI to deploy the app. Maybe that could be an interesting option. DigitalOcean CLI. We could probably deploy because the API. Let's see what they've got. Create access token, API usage. Let's actually go back to the CLI. But I'm guessing the CLI wraps the, because of their reference and see, it probably wraps. Do they consider it to be, here we go, apps. So we've got create a deployments. That's probably what we're going to need to do. I'm trying to have a look down here if there's anything else to do with deployment. No, so I'm guessing it's this one, create deployment. And so we could deploy on the GitHub action, which is what I'd prefer. So if it was a longer term solution, I would do that. But for now, as it's a temporary solution, it's not something that I'm going to worry about. Yeah, so it looks like create a deployment for an app. Yeah, not something I'm going to worry about for the moment, but it's definitely another way you can look at that. Let me know what you all think. How would you do it? Hey VJ, how you doing? It's LinkFree time. Yeah, LinkFree is doing really well, over 1,000 stars. It's great, all adding so much value. So that's awesome. Yes, it's doing the good question. It is doing the container registry from GitHub. Let's have a look, because when I added it, I did do it via the Docker file. So I can't remember where that is in here. I might have to check later on. It's something we can look at tomorrow on Discord. We can all probably chat a bit better, but it should be using the container from the GitHub registry. Pretty sure that's the way I did it. Okay, you found it. Awesome. Hey Rakesh, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I love it how you all chat to each other. Purva, you're always chatting to so many people. I think that's, and being supportive, I think that's great. You're new to open source. Well, that's great. That's good. It's a great way to add value to a project. You can go have a look at it and share your thoughts if the project makes sense. That's actually one thing we definitely need to do for the NextJS branch on the LinkFree project is update the Readme. So I have, not mean to write K there. So what I have done is I've tried to do a quick start, but do go through and check these, make sure that they're correct. We've also got the storybook section. Have we got a test section? Maybe we're missing that out. The JSON file is the same, so that section is the same, although it's in a different location now. So we need to check public data. I think it's just in data now. So maybe, let's have a look. It's just in data. So actually, does someone want to send that as a pull request? I'm happy to get you some green squares. So yeah, so someone needs to change, just delete public / in a pull request. If anyone wants that, let us know in the chat. Maybe you want the issue for that, just to raise the issue. Maybe you want to do the pull request for that. Write in the chat, let us know. And lots of green squares to go around. And yeah, I think the README is not too bad. I think it's okay. But do have a check. If you're new to the project, you can add so much value by checking it. But remember, look at the NextJS branch, because that's the one we're going to be moving to tomorrow. We've still got single user mode, so that all looks good. I think it's okay. I'm sure I'm missing tests. I definitely think we're missing tests. Test. Is there a test here? Okay, so there isn't test section, so we need to show people how to run the tests. So let's do that now, I think, unless anyone wants that. So we have demo. It will be on that URL eventually, so that's fine. You got the quick start. You got the storybook. We need a test section in here as well. So contributing to storybook. Probably need underneath here. So probably something like tests. We use Playwright for writing. Oh, what's nice about writing? For writing automated end-to-end tests. I might just put some abbreviation in here because some people might see it as E2E test. And then the command would be npm run test. There you go, and that's it really. Maybe an output from the test could be useful, just to show people what it looks like. Just something like, actually, I'll copy all of that, but I will remove the workers part because I think that will take up too much space. So if we go here, we could go bash and then put that in. Here we go, and I could probably maybe just remove some of that information. There we go. Let us know what you think. Let me have a look at the chat and see what I've missed. Okay, let's have a look. Chat's been busy. I love that. I love it when you all chat to each other, so thank you so much. Let's have a look. What have I missed in the chat? Okay. This is quite interesting and straightforward, just a normal deployment. Yeah, it is. Again, I don't like it. It doesn't use the release, because before, when we deployed to Kubernetes, we used the release to trigger the container, and then we use the container build to trigger the deployment. So now we could get a race condition, I think, because it doesn't wait for the container to be built. I think we're always lucky that it finishes in time. So if we do end up staying on the apps on DigitalOcean rather than using Kubernetes on Civo, then I think we need to make some improvements around there, so that we actually deploy a release. Because if someone on the command line or on the pull request does, so if I do a git log, for example, we deploy on fix, we deploy on feature, but we don't deploy on test. So at the moment, it would still trigger a deployment if it's in the right branch, but the version number won't jump. Actually, the version number tomorrow we'll have to check, make sure that gets built correctly. So that's something that we need to look at. Yeah, so there are some things we need to look at tomorrow. I don't think we'll finish everything tomorrow, but we'll get it deployed, and then maybe next week we can make some improvements on that as well. So that could be quite interesting. Purva, you're everywhere. Purva's really busy. No exams, just plenty of time for open source in the community. Love it. Wind is everywhere. Not sure what wind is. Okay. Okay, what have I missed? I can't miss Eddie's live stream. Thank you so much, Purva. I really appreciate it. About which part? About the container and stuff. Yeah, let's chat more about it tomorrow. We can all chat more on Discord, because everyone can use audio, and then we can chat more and walk through it, and we can maybe make some improvements to it. If the deployment goes smoothly, then we can maybe make some improvements to the deployment as well. Yes, Chai, make your profile. One link to rule them all. I love it. What do you think of, we could maybe do some link-free profile reviews. What do you think of mine? Is it too many links? Maybe I should remove those. And we actually do have the events section that's empty at the moment, but if you put events that you're going to in the JSON, it will appear in this tab. So that could be quite interesting, I think, for people, so we can see what events people are going to. And then you can always follow someone's profile, and then if there are changes maybe or something, you can get a notification. I don't know, there's so many ideas and features we can do in the future. Eddie, where do you practice touch typing from? It's just practice. I think you just get better and better over time, especially if you force yourself not to look at the keyboard. So yes. You'll do it too, LinkFree project? Awesome, definitely do it. And yeah, any questions, Carl is the GitPod expert as well. Me, I have so got a bit behind in the chat, so when you've written me, I'm guessing you wanted one of the green squares, and I can't remember which one it was. So maybe, yeah, just write which green square you want, otherwise I will do it. Yes, Chai, please go through the README. Let me just commit these changes that I've done now, and therefore you've got the latest ones. But yes, please do. So if I go to here and look at the README I just added the test section in. Let me commit that. So here we go. If I go git commit, and then we'll commit the README, and we're in the Next.js branch. That's good, to make sure we're in the right place. I'm just going to go docs, and I want to say test quick start. There we go. So just commit that. You won't get a password when you do your commits unless you're using signed commits. So git push origin next. Let's get that pushed up. Therefore, whoever wants to make changes can have the latest ones. Okay, there we go. Perfect. A simple GIF version of adding your profile should replace a GIF that demonstrates how to add your profile, in my opinion. Yeah, always keen to make improvements. So in the README at the moment, let's you can see the deployment's kicked off already. So let's go to this branch, and let's have a look what we've got at the moment. Let's see the rendered version. Remember, we need to switch to the Next.js branch. You can do that by on this drop down here. So from main, we'll go to Next.js. It will be in main as of tomorrow-ish. So let's have a look. So we've got the GIF. And we've got another GIF here using GitPod. Okay, awesome. I love the progress bar because GIFs, you don't know when it starts and finishes and all the rest. Yeah, so you're suggesting, I think, adding a GIF, how to add, not the test section, where is it? How to add your profile. Yeah, it could be useful. Give it a go. Raise an issue, raise a pull request. Let's try. This kind of doc should live in the project itself, as we discussed. Yes, that's an amazing feature. Carl has done it on the Finder project. I think it's amazing. So if we go to Finder, and you go to docs, the docs are living within the project, which I think is awesome. So that's something we definitely want to do. Maybe we get time tomorrow, and we can see, hopefully, Carl, you're available. If you're not, don't worry, we'll do it another time. But to see how, I know you're using SvelteKit, but interesting to keep it kind of similar-ish on how you've done this. I think you mentioned a Markdown like renderer, so we could move it to a docs folder and then just render the files in Next.js. But I think that would be, yeah, it would be great. I think that's a really, really good idea. We definitely need, that'd be a really good improvement. Do we have an issue for that? If someone could raise an issue, that would be awesome. Oh yes, Carl is absolutely right. I've missed something out. You need to install the dependencies. Does it tell you when you do npm install? Does it tell you what you need to do? I don't think it did it? We definitely need to add that to the docs then. I don't even know what the command is. So let's install Playwright. Here we go, dependencies. And then we can say run tests. What is the command to run the dependencies? We could probably check in Playwright, right? I think. So not Playwright, or also in this one as well. Technologies, Playwright. This is great. I love it how you've written skeleton tests. I think this is a great way to get people contributing. These look really good. Love them, Carl. So you get started, and don't need to initialize because that's already done. But running the test. Oh, it doesn't say we need to install it. Will it not come down with npm install? Let me know. I can't remember. I haven't done it in a while. This is why people new to a project or new to tech can add so much value, because you can test this out and you can say, well, there's a missing step in the docs. In the README, I mean, go through it and see what you think is missing, what doesn't make sense. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Linkfree profile view sounds nice. Yeah, I think especially when we can customize this further. Carl had the amazing idea, and I can't wait to do this, of once we've got the Markdown renderer in the project, why couldn't we have it almost like you're customizing your GitHub profile? This string could be Markdown. So therefore someone could embed a video or embed a picture or a banner or something like that. Well, what's stopping someone from doing Markdown here? So I think that would be really, really awesome. I love that. I'd love to get the social icons along the top, just like on on Linktree's project as well. So I think we've got some great ideas for this, and hopefully we can work on some of these tomorrow as well. But again, it depends on how well or badly the deployment goes, which all your help will really help with that. Okay. Okay, hopefully the links don't look too many in my profile. Maybe I could group them into sections. It's probably quite a big change to LinkFree to actually try and group them into sections. So yeah, it will make the JSON a little bit more complicated because you'd have objects in an array. So maybe that's not such a good feature. So people are asking any changes in the Readme file. So yes, have a look, go through it. Do check it out, see what you think's missing from your perspective as well. And it doesn't have to be big. You don't have to have like a whole new section or rewrite. It can just be one line, but it can really help people. So see what you think is missing and add it. And don't try and change loads of things at once, right? Just each pull request needs to add value. If so, for example, as Carl mentioned, I was missing installing the dependency step. If it's just one line with the command, I know I'm missing the command here, I don't know what it is, but that one line could really help someone else. So it's just one line, but has massive benefits. So it's about adding value, not about adding lines. That's what I would suggest. Have a look at the test action. Carl, you always have all the answers. I love that. Thank you. Let's have a look at the test action. Let's see. Okay, and this is actually a good example. So actions is where you can get examples, but also there might be some commands that that aren't being run on a GitHub action. That's a really good thing to do. Oh, you do need to install. You do need to install that. Okay, I must have done that once, like ages ago, and it's just been working. So thank you so much. npm run test. So that's really good. There we go. So that's a bit of improvement. Awesome. Okay. So hopefully that will help someone. And again, it's just one line, but it'll be really, really helpful. So thank you so much, Carl. There's a way you can do dual author actually on GitHub. Does anyone remember how to do that? GitHub dual author, multiple author. I think you can do multiple authors. Creating a commit with multiple authors. I've never done this before, but I think it's a great feature. You can co-author. I think, which is really, really good. I wonder if you get green squares. So let's check out Carl's profile. This might be a great way I can get you all some green squares. So let's check out Carl's profile. And let's see how many green squares Carl has. So Carl, please don't do any commits or green square stuff, like raise issues, just for the next kind of few minutes. Carl has 4 for today. And so if I co-author with Carl, I wonder if it bumps up to 5. I think it does. So let's have a look. How do you do this on the command line? Creating a co-authored commit on the command line. Okay, so you have to do it like this. Okay, that's interesting. Never done one like that before. And you can do co-authored commits on GitHub itself. Oh, and you put it by putting it in the commit description. Okay, has anyone tried this before? This is quite an interesting one. I think we should give that a try. What do you all think? Let me know. I'm just going to check out the chat and see. Carl, did you say I have to make... So, Chris, you don't have a LinkFree profile. Chris, you're fired. Where's the block button? Go and make one. Yeah, I think you can, like, if you both paired, so when we pair on things on Discord, for example, tomorrow, or as we did a few days ago, I might be doing the commit, but I've paired with other people, and I'd love for other people to get the credit. I know we've got no code contribution README in the EddieHub LinkFree project, so people can, if they pair with me, they can log that they've paired with me. They get a pull request for raising that. I don't know if you've all seen that. So in the LinkFree project, here we go. Perfect. Right in the root, you've got a file called no code changelog, and people can add saying they paired on Discord and so forth, and what PR they paired on. So they get the green square for raising the pull request. This was encouraged by Hacktoberfest this year on a way to log accessibility improvements, project management, designs, things that don't go through necessarily a pull request. We can also log it here. So if you did something on a design platform like Figma or something like that, you could put a link to those files. and say designs and so forth. So I've lost my tab now. And here's Carl's profile. Okay, so yeah, I think that's great. But if I can do it in the command line or in the commit, I think that's pretty awesome as well. Okay, here we go. So Chris has already beat me to it, so I'm definitely behind in the chat as well. By the way, everyone, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. How many thumbs up we got on this video yet? We must have 50 by now, right? And has anyone raised any pull requests that we need to look at? Maybe not, because it's not to the main branch. We'll have to try it and see. You can have a ton of co-authors. At work, we were having a commit. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's not just about two. You can have like multiples. So that's really, really good. You need the GitHub registered in email. It did say something. I don't want to obviously dox anyone or anything like that, but it did say you could put where is it? On the command line. You can put no reply, it said, for privacy. You should use their GitHub provided no reply email. Yeah, I don't know how to find that. Their no reply email. How would I find that? If I go to one of their commits, would it say it there? If I go to commits, I don't know. Maybe this is a bit harder than I thought. I should try it probably off live stream and figure it out, because if you haven't got someone's email, which I won't have, or if I do have, I don't want to use it. I don't want obviously their information to come out. That I'm not sure. That's an interesting one. Because there's name at example, and then author name, and does they put in the email address? I'll have to have a look and see. Okay. Let me have a look at the chat. You've probably all written all the answers in the chat already, and I'm just a bit slow. What looks funny in the GitHub UI? Yeah, there are lots of alternatives to Linktree now, but none of them are open source. Only LinkFree is open source. I'm thinking of getting we do have an issue open, maybe a discussion on if we can get a shorter domain. So rather than being linkfree.eddiehub.io, maybe we could get something like, I don't know, I think link.free is not possible. And I'm not too keen on the word free because it makes me think of spam. But yeah, maybe if we get a dedicated domain for this, it will make it a bit easier for people to use. So both domains would work, right? So linkfree.eddiehub.io would still work. But if we could get something like, I don't know, linkfra.ee, or I don't know. I think that's not possible. Someone else did test that out and try it, but something like that I think could be quite interesting. There is an issue open. Leave your ideas with that as well. Okay, wow, the chat's been going fast. Love it all. Let's have a look. Loads of stuff in the chat. I'm just going to kind of skip past things. If I do miss anything, just copy and paste it back in. You're making a LinkFree profile using GitPod. Definitely massive thumbs up. Awesome. I think the no reply email would be the CC section of the mails that stems from issues PR that involves said account. Thanks, VJ. But how can I find that from GitHub directly? I'm not sure. Yeah, GitPod is really, really awesome. I love it for reviewing pull requests as well. It's in settings under your email. No, but I don't want my email. I know my email. I want to get somebody else's email. Well, no reply email from GitHub, if that makes sense. Dan, so if you could let me know how to do that, that would be great. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to dox anyone. So how can I get their kind of GitHub email to tag them? That's an interesting one. Again, I don't spend too much time on it. It's something I can do afterwards. Carl has lots of green squares, so it's something I could do later on. But I would love to learn for that, especially for tomorrow's Discord call. That could be super, super interesting. So I'm just going to go docs again, and I'll say Playwright deps install. But yes, I'll always love to give credit where credit is due. So that's something I need to learn and figure out how to do. Oh, git push. I'll probably need to do a pull first. Git pull origin NextJS. Let's have a look. Okay, and then I can do a push. Here we go. Okay, so the docs are now up to date. Okay. Let's have a look. VJ, good luck in law. I'll stick with code. I struggle with that as it is. Yeah, GitPod is just so awesome. Just click on the button. Like if you click on it in the pull request, or if you click on it in the, I've got two open. So let's go back to this one. In the Readme, it's just, yeah, super awesome. You can just click on the GitPod badge, which is somewhere. Do we not have a badge anymore? I thought we had a GitPod badge. Oh yes, here's the badge. You click on that and it'll set up the whole environment for you. That's something we're going to need to fix actually, Carl, or anyone, but Carl's the expert. I don't think that's something we've done. Let's actually check. So in the GitPod config, where is it? GitPod YAML, we're going to need Mongo. Oh, I've added it already. Okay, but I haven't tested it. So if someone doesn't mind testing it, that would be awesome. So I think I copied it from a different project, but now, yeah, we have GitPod in for the Next.js branch, and then when we merge it into main, that will all come with it, which will be great. Okay, cool. So I haven't really been that productive, but it's good to check these things with all of you, make sure I haven't missed anything. So I think it's slowly getting better. Wow, 45 minutes already. Time's going fast. Has anyone raised any pull requests for us all to review and get merged in? Let's have a look. What have we got? 7 minutes ago, changed milestone. What's this? Let's have a look. Milestones. That needs to be lowercase because it is part of the config. So this isn't used for anything readable. It's used to pull out the data. But thank you so much for the contribution. And there's nothing wrong with making a contribution that doesn't get accepted. It's good, a great way to learn, to be honest, really. So I'm gonna say thank you for the contribution. But this, what do you call it? I can't think of the name now. This, it's not an object, this field, but this JSON field needs to be lowercase as it is not displayed, but used in the code. Okay, so let's, and then we can just close that. So again, it's still going to rain in UK tomorrow. It's still going to be cold in UK tomorrow. There's nothing wrong with getting a pull request closed. So I think people worry too much about it. 3 hours ago, okay, this is from a while ago before the live stream. So I'm not going to review those on the live stream. Only if anyone had created it on this live stream, then I was going to review it now. Milestone should be capitalized since it's a separate section. I'm going to close this as well. PR. Oh, so it wasn't referenced. So one thing we should always do is reference the issue in the pull request. So therefore you get the kind of the timeline event. So what I can do is, I think I closed the tab. Let's have a look. Let's open this. And we can go to close pull request, and I can link it as well. I love linking issues and pull requests all together. Makes it a lot easier. Let's have a look. PR closed as the JSON data structure should not be capitalized. There we go, closed. And then it will link it both together. So if we go to this PR in the timeline, you can see it's referenced. And if we referenced it in the PR, it would then have a similar line in the issue as well. So awesome. Okay, Google Analytics. Yes, this is actually a good question. So I don't know what you all think. I raised this issue yesterday, and I think it'd be really good. We've got stats on the LinkFree project, how many views the profile's got, how many clicks each one's got. What about Google Analytics? So we can maybe see which platforms are referencing LinkFree. So that's just one idea that I had. I know Tom mentioned maybe opt out, because at the moment, if you want your stats public, then you need to enable it in your JSON file. So if I go to my JSON file, display stats public true. So by default, it's false. Like if you don't have that in your, in your JSON, it'll be hidden by default. It's still recording the stats. Tom or Naomi was suggesting we have one that maybe says something like, I don't know, do not record, or do not record stats, or something like that. And if someone adds that, it doesn't record the stats. Let me know what you think. Is that important? I don't know. Because in the future, if they decide they want to enable it, then the data hasn't been saved. So I think it will be good to get it recorded. And it's nothing private. It's just a number, like how many clicks it's got and how many profile views. So I don't see it to be anything too serious, but let me know your thoughts as well. Yes, I think you did update it, Carl, on a previous stream. So thank you so much for doing that. That's awesome. Is there an icon for awards? Which awards are you referring to? I'm updating milestone section JSON file LinkFree project. In your milestones, you could put awards. So in mine, I've got GitHub Star of the Year, and these are the awards that I've won. Maybe we could put a different type, so it's a different color, maybe with a different icon. That's an improvement we could make, because at the moment here, I'm not on the version 2, on LinkFree version 2, I'm not displaying everything, because we've got color, which we're not using, and we've got icon. But there could be like an awards icon or something. You're right. We could definitely improve that. That could be a nice contribution. If anyone wants to raise an issue for the milestones to say use icon and color, because we don't use that yet either. The email should be in the second line of the resulting web page. Is this for the, let's have a look. So if we go to second line of the resulting web page, I'm not sure, you're gonna have to help me out here a little bit, VJ. You already helped me out loads, but a bit more. Where can I find that? I've already done the commits. I've kind of missed that out now, but for future I do need to learn where I can do a co-authored commit. I think that's important. The link above, the link above. YouTube remove links, so I won't be able to see any links. It doesn't even give me a chance to approve it in the chat. But we'll do some. Maybe we'll do it on the Discord call tomorrow. We'll do some co-authored commits so I can figure out how. But again, I don't. Even though you don't mind using your email address and doxing yourself, I need to find out how to do it for people where they don't have their email address public, because then I can still co-author with them. Yeah, 100 or not, I don't know about 1 billion on Twitter, but definitely 100K is going to be very, very soon. I think I'm like 1K out or something. By the way, everyone, we are doing a mentoring session giveaway on Twitter, so do check that out if you want to. Yeah, I think 1.1K away. Yeah, under 1.1K. But we are doing this. If you want any mentoring sessions with these amazing mentors, you can apply to win a 30-minute session with one of these mentors. So highly recommend. Big shout out to Kunal, Debbie, Marino, Julia, Ramon, Sashi, Kyle, Francesco, Leanne, and Graham, giving up their time. So go check it out on my profile. Okay. I should log down some of my ideas. We've had some ideas. Hopefully you're all logging it down. The milestones with the color, milestones with the icon. What else did we say? I also want to add like GitHub OAuth, like logging into this, and then you see the numbers if you log in and look at your profile. So there's things I want to do about that with that, but that's probably much later on. Okay, so opt-out stats. This is mandatory, right? GDPR stuff. GDPR for in Europe for personal data. But it's not personal, it's a number. There's no identifying, it's about identifying information. So there's nothing identifying about, I mean, they've added their social links to this. So they've already given approval for that. But in terms of the numbers, views, and the amount of clicks, it's not identifying. So no, that's not part of GDPR. Look at the previous message. The email should be in the second line of the resulting web page. But there's no, I haven't got a link. YouTube's removed it. click on the commit and add a patch at the end of the file. But will that dock somebody? I don't want to do that. That's the only thing. I'll have to check and see. I'll do that maybe off screen. I don't want to dox anybody. Let me do that off screen first and see. So go to the commit. So Carl, I'm going to take yours over to this screen. Let's have a look. So if I go to one of your commits, everyone bear with me while I do this. I can go to any person. So click on the hash. Okay, so I've got the hash of that person. And you're saying do patch. Should do that via a pull request actually. Because on the pull request, I don't know if people know, you can, after the number, you can do dot patch. And let's see. No, it does put the actual real email. So that's quite an interesting one. So I think that's definitely a good solution when you're not live streaming. But when you're live streaming, that's probably not a good solution. Is try and figure that out. But thank you so much, VJ. That's an interesting one. I didn't think about getting out of the patch. That's really, really nice. Provo, you applied. Awesome. Cool. When I hit 100K, I will use the spinning wheel and randomly select people with different mentors. So I can't wait for that. I think it's the best, definitely the best giveaway I've ever given. Schedule replies to tweets. Hey, I'm just happy not to get shadow banned on Twitter from using it too much. Yeah, checked it off screen. It's definitely the actual email address. The ID number can be found by hovering over GitHub users profile. Can we use that though as part of it? Let's see. I mean, there must be a way to do it. There must be a way. It's something I will look at maybe afterwards as well. Live by the wire streaming, yeah, exactly. But I'm quite keen to add, a few more features. Like it's already been going for an hour already, but let's just have a look, see what else we can do. I know people thought of adding themes as well. Did someone not update the README with public data? This needs to get updated. Did anyone going to delete that and the /? Does anyone want that green square? Raise a pull request. If not, I will do it now. I can hit delete like right now, but I'm keen for someone else to do that, especially as I can't do co-authored stuff. Once I do the co-authored stuff, I think that'd be great. I could just hit delete and then put you down as a co-author, and hopefully you get the green squares as well. But yeah, on the milestone side, let me get the app running. And there's so many things I want to do. I want to write tests. I want to add features. So many things. Let's get the app running. It's npm run dev. And let's just check that the app is running. Refresh. That 14 should increase to 16 now. It'll keep increasing like this, 17. And what would be good, a nice feature, I'll raise an issue if no one's going to raise an issue, but it would be good to have these maybe change color and also have the icon at the front. We've got the icon library there because you can see how we've done it for the links. So we need to do the same for here as well. So let me raise an issue for that, and then someone else can take it. So let's have a look. Google Analytics, and the other feature we want to have is milestones to use color and icon in the new milestone section on V2. The color and icon information in the JSON is not currently used. There we go. Okay, so let's just hit submit, and we should put the V2 on this as well, because it's going to be for the V2 version. Although the V2 version will be in the main branch hopefully tomorrow, but we can still mark it as V2, that's fine. Also Google Analytics I should probably mark as V2 as well, because we want that to be in, if anyone wants to add that, we should, they'll come from an environment variable that should go in the Next.js branch as well. What other ideas do we have? We came up with loads of ideas. I've kind of forgotten them already. You do, okay, Christine, go ahead. Give that a go. Remember, Next.js branch, please. Add an icon that displays how large the size of the repo is. Is this for the Finder project? For this one? Not Playwright, where is it? Finder. So if I log in, I'm in the wrong browser for this. I don't log in on GitHub on this, but is this for the Finder project? I think that could be quite interesting. But for the LinkFree, I don't know if that makes sense for the LinkFree project. You deleted the word public. Okay, but not data. We still want to keep data. We still want to keep the file. It's in the data file now. So if you look here, it's in, rather than public data, it's now in just data. So that's what we'll need doing. Okay, it's for LinkFree. I've just made an issue on that elaborates on this. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Let's refresh and have a look. Repo icon size. An icon that specifies how large the repo size is would be great for people looking to clone the repo. Oh, we see what you mean in the Readme. Okay, so yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a feature in the app, so I'm just going to edit that and be specific in the Readme. Yeah, that's a possibility. I think that could be quite interesting. Our repo is going to get larger as we do the data files, so that will get bigger. I will put that. I mean, that can go in either. I would say put it in V2. We want to try and get less things for me to kind of resolve merge conflicts as well. Thanks for raising. What other ideas did we have? Let me just think. So maybe we can do these on Discord calls and all pair together. Oh yeah, the markdown. Did anyone raise that? Carl, did we raise that? Let's have a look. These are the tests for popular profiles. So we've got some. I should actually put V2 against these as well. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Profile descriptions use Markdown. Oh, we do have that as well. Perfect. Okay, that did get raised. Migrate to new image component as well. That will be V2. Thank you very much, Dan. Okay, so let's mark those with the V2 badge. I want to add V2, not remove it. Add. Is that going to work? They should all get V2, hopefully. Just thinking about it. Definitely thinking about it. Yeah, they all got V2. Perfect. So we do definitely want to do those ones, some interesting ones. Yeah, the Markdown one sounds really, really interesting. I think that would be such a cool feature. Definitely an improvement on top of the Linktree app. Yeah, again, we can think GitHub profile for that, so that could be awesome. Right, what have I missed in the chat? Okay, changed it back to data. Awesome. Let's have a look. Let's go and merge this in. Oh no, pull requests. Let's have a look. Update milestone section. Didn't I close this? I changed it to Word data. This has got all your other changes in it though. You need to create a new branch for every change that you do. I think you're doing everything in your main branch. So the first time you make a contribution, it works fine. But the second time is when you get these problems and you get conflicts with yourself and all the rest. So you should, as it goes for everybody. So I'm glad this happened, Christine, because then we can talk about it. Whenever you fork a repo, don't make any changes in the default branch. So in this case, it's the main branch, because the main branch should always be in sync with the main branch of the repo that you forked, and you make changes in another branch. You can call it anything you want, but you should then always make a new branch for every pull request. There are exceptions to the rule, but 99% of the time, every pull request will be off the main branch. So you can keep your main branch up to date, they never contain your changes. They eventually will contain your changes when you update your main branch. Let me say that again. They eventually will contain your changes in your forked main branch when your pull request gets merged and it ends up in the main branch of, in this example, EddieHub. And then you update your main branch and then your changes will come down. So you never make changes directly to main. So it's kind of like a loop. So you make changes in a branch in your fork, and then it gets merged into the main branch on the original project, and then you update your forked main branch, and that's how you get it in. So yes, but remember also I mentioned this needs to be done in the Next.js branch, not in the main branch, because the main branch is version 1, and we need to do it in version 2, because in version 1 it is public / data, but it's in version 2 that it is. I can write this down. Thank you, some feedback. Let me write this down. It hopefully makes sense, and other people can learn from this as well. All changes should be in their own branch. Otherwise, it will contain other changes. Okay. What was the other thing I said? Oh yes. These changes should be in the NextJS branch. Console branch. Right, I'll put that first because that's probably more specific, and then this is more of a general feedback for everybody, I suppose. So what I'll do is I'll close this. I will close the pull request. Please, can you create a new one? So yes, if you've raised an issue, hopefully you've referenced it above, or if you haven't, don't worry. But if you can raise a new one, and it shouldn't contain all these other changes about changes to milestones and so forth. Because so you can see you've updated your branch, but you should do that before making your new branch, if that makes sense. Any issues, we can chat more in Discord tomorrow. But thank you so much, Christine. I can quickly check it as well. See, what you'll see is it still contains milestones. So that's blocking the pull request from getting merged, because we didn't want that one. But that pull request got closed, but now you've made a pull request using the main branch, it will contain it. But this is correct in the data directory, so that is correct. Yeah. And it's also contained, I guess, your profile, which has been deployed. So that's why we don't keep using the same main branch. We use a new branch every time. Hopefully that makes sense. And thank you so much, Christine, for doing that, because that's a really great discussion. And I think it took me so long to understand it. So hopefully I've explained it okay for everyone else. Let me see the chat and see what you all think as well. Let's have a look. No problem, Christine. Thanks for trying these things out, right? With Git, with GitHub, with open source, it is trial and error. And this is the way you learn. This is the way other people learn, by doing it in public. Then other people get to learn from it, because trust me, you weren't the first person to make that mistake, and you're not the last. I mean, I used to do it so many times, and so many other people do. So it's great for all of us to learn together. So I really appreciate you putting yourself out there. So thank you so much. An icon for Kaggle, data science enthusiasts. I don't know, actually. Would there be any benefit to have the LinkFree project on Kaggle? I'm not sure. I haven't used Kaggle, so I'm not sure about that. But I'd love to hear some thoughts and ideas around that. Okay, so let's go back to, let's have a look. But I've noticed Christine's the only one who's raised 2 pull requests in this live stream. It's been over an hour. I want more people to raise pull requests. So yes, what else do we have? What other ideas did we have? And refresh that. Repo size icon, okay, I put that for a V2. Milestones to use, okay. Any more ideas we can talk about tomorrow in Discord? Maybe as it's Friday, it's a good place to kind of get that work-life balance, and you all can enjoy the rest of your Friday. Maybe this is a good place to end the stream. It's always great fun to geek out with you all. Kaggle is a data science portfolio website. They can show off their contests and data sets and notebooks. Yeah, but I don't think we have any really much data sets in this. I'm not sure. I don't know. We will get some data, because what I want to do, and this will be in the Mongo database, but on the home page, oh, that's one thing I wanted to do. We need to raise an issue for this. I wanted to put some graphs along the top of, because here we're collecting the stats of how many users have used it. This is just my local, so it's really low. But we have about 1,000 people using it on production. And then this is how many profile views you get and how many links are clicked. So if I go back to my profile and I click on a link, so I've got a new profile view, so that will increase. Actually, if I refresh this 3 times to, I think that was 3, I lost count. But I refreshed it a few times, and I click on this link. That's gone to 2 now, so that's gone to 21 and 2. If I go back to the home page, you'll see that now that's increased, and that's increased by 1, so 1 link click, but that increased by a few. So I'm recording the general kind of stats per day. So I really want a graph on the top of how many links and profile views and users per day we've got. So we probably need an issue for that as well, so I don't forget. That could be quite an interesting one as well. Any graph libraries any of you recommend? So we could say home page to display application statistics per day. So we could do something like that. I don't know any good graphing libraries. I'm sure there was, Carl suggested one, I forget the name now. Maybe someone can leave a comment. But display 3 stats on home page per day. And the stats was, what was the stats? I've forgotten already. Users, profile views, and link clicks. I think that'd be pretty awesome to do something like that. Let's see. Oh, I missed loads of stuff in the chat. Let's see. D3 is quite complicated. It's quite hardcore. There are some wrapping libraries around that. So if there's any wrapping libraries, I'll be keen to use those. You just made yours. Awesome. Yes, you've both made your profiles. I can't wait to see them. Have you raised pull requests yet? Let's get those merged. Oh, making the issue. Okay, make the issue. Let's discuss. I think that's important. Yeah, open source for the win. We'll all collaborate together, and if you click your issue or pull request closed, it's no big deal. So let's have a look. What have we got? But yeah, interested to know. I know React Graph or React Graph. What if we search React Graph? What's a popular one that comes? Top 5 React libraries. React charts. 2022. Should we have a look at this one? This is a bit newer. Let's see what graphs, ideas they have. I don't have any screenshots. That's kind of a bit boring. I need screenshots. 2022 as well, 11. But why would you write a blog and not put screenshots in it? Okay, there's a list again. I've seen some of the names come up from the previous one. React Charts 2. Maybe that's even better. This seems quite popular. Again, no screenshot. I want to see what the graphs look like, and I want to see how hard they are to use as well. Because we all need something, yeah, again, like this. This would be perfect, but we don't know what the graphs look like because if I refresh, I think it's a missing image, definitely. So maybe because they're using version 2. Let's see the chat if anyone recommends any. How can we create, hey Raj, how can we create a Linkfree profile? Check out the Readme. And if there's anything missing in the README, let us know. But adding a profile is pretty bulletproof. It's been reviewed quite a few times, but there's always improvements to be made. So check out the README. Do you want me to get the link for you as well? I'll leave that open because I want to read that. Here we go. I'll get the link. And if you do that in the main branch, not in the Next.js branch, because I'll migrate all of them over tomorrow before we do the deployment. Are you reply to the issue? Perfect. Okay, let's have a look. Does this one have any? This one does not have any screenshots. Examples, yes, examples. That's what we want. Vertical bar chart, maybe what we would have something like that. Yeah, I think that's something we might have, but without I suppose the X and Y axes. I don't know, but you would need to know what the axes are, but something like that. Let's have a look at the issue. Refresh. Let's have a look. What have we got? D3 and chart.js. Okay, let's have a look. Chart.js. Oh, this does look really nice. Oh, I like this. Samples. I really like this one in the background. You see this one in the background? This looks really cool. How you've got that. Yeah, that'd be so cool having that in the background on the top. But we would need to collect like 30 days of it being deployed to have a decent graph. Because as soon as we deploy it, we're going to have like 1 day of stats only. So let's have a look. This looks pretty cool. Chart.js. What's floating bars? Looks really good. Definitely to have a line graph might look good. What kind of graph would you think would look good to have it on the home page? Again, less kind of. We would have three bits of data. Or we could start off with one, I suppose, and we could add more later. Other charts. What's a bubble chart? So yeah, let me know what you think would be an interesting graph to do. And we probably could turn off the legend or something like that. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. Okay, we got some good options. Let me bring that issue and see what others think as well. Hey Max, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Can't seem to make the changes in the Next.js branch. You need to switch the branch first. Are you doing it in the GitHub UI or are you doing it on the command line? Let's have a look. Yes, I love it when you all help each other. Maybe take the conversation into Discord and you can all help each other. It might be a bit easier to do that. You can share screenshots and stuff on the YouTube chat. It's a bit limited. You won't be able to push to the Next.js. Well, again, you don't want to push to the Next.js branch. You want to switch to the Next.js branch and then make a new branch. Like always make a temporary branch for any changes that you're making. But yes, as Chai beat me to it. Go chat in Discord. I'll go have my dinner now after the live stream, but go chat in Discord. I think it's probably easier to help each other. You can share screenshots and so forth. Or we can create random data. Yeah, no, I don't want to fake any data. We'll have it as real data. I won't create anything random. We just either maybe do that feature like a month later after we've got a month's worth of data. Or it would just be like kind of empty for those days. I think it's fine. Maybe we'll add that feature like a month later. So we will see. Everyone, it's a great place to end the live stream. How are we doing on thumbs up? Have you all given it the video a thumbs up? Hopefully we must be at like 100 thumbs up by now. Can someone let me know how many thumbs ups we have in the video? We must be at 50 at least. Maybe not 100, but must be at 50. And on Monday, what should we live stream? Should we do a live stream on Monday? Reviewing some open source projects and profiles. Let me know in the chat. Interested to see what we could do for that as well. Okay, so while we're doing that, I'm going to bring up while you're doing that, I'm bring up the holding page, and I look forward to geeking out with you all in Discord tomorrow as well. But do geek out tonight. Get those pull requests and issues ready. We'll get them merged in today or tomorrow as well, and then we'll do this deployment tomorrow of version 2 Next.js branch. It'll be super exciting with stats. Can't wait. But you can check it out on beta.linkfree.eddiehub.io. So that is available here already. So you can see if I click on the homepage, we've got a few people using it, 8 users. So people are starting to have a play and have it and use it, which is really good. That's how we can get feedback and fix any issues we have. Everyone have a great Friday and look forward to geeking out with you over the weekend. 1,000 thumbs up. Reviewing your Linkfree profile. Maybe we'll do that after the version 2 has been live for a little bit. I think we should do that, but maybe after it's been live for a little bit. I think that's a really good idea. Thank you so much, VJ, for your help, and everyone else. I really appreciate it. I love geeking out with you all. It's great to mix it up between YouTube Lives and Discord and so forth, so it's always super fun. Perfect. Everyone, stats and landing page is a great idea. Thank you so much. 100K by Monday. Is this for my Twitter? I think probably maybe by Wednesday. I get about 200 followers on Twitter per day, so probably need like 5 days. So yes, we'll announce probably in a week's time. We'll probably announce the winners from the Twitter competition as well. So hope you all applied. Thank you so much, Chai. Thank you, everyone. I've had so much fun. It's a great way to kind of, I say end my week, but every day is a Monday for me. Every day is a Friday. Every day is a Saturday. Every day is Sunday. I love what I do, and it's great to geek out with you all. And let's add some interesting features to the Linkfree project and improve your GitHub profile so you all can, get the jobs you want, the internships that you want, whatever it is. Definitely going to help, and we'll all get there together. So thank you, everyone. I'm glad you learned many things. I did as well. I'll chat to you soon in Discord. Link in the description below. Bye, everyone. Now I'm going to say bye. Bye.